For joining us here on sportsradio610.com. Texans getting ready to play the Redskins in Washington, D.C., as we did last week, and we're going to do every week this season. We have our list of our 3 Texans on the spot. Rich, who's at the top of your list?
Left tackle Dwayne Brown is at the top of my list. I thought Brian Orakpo had an unbelievably good rookie season, and I think he's going to be even better this year. He showed well coming off the edge on both sides against the Cowboys last week. I think Eric Winston and Dwayne Brown are going to have their hands full, but Brown more so on the left side. He's got to fend off Orakpo. He's number 1 on my list.
Chris Myers on the top of my list. He's going up against a 3-4 defense. Chris Myers had a great game against the Colts. If the Texans are going to run the ball well, they need Myers and Dwayne Brown to do well for that matter.
Number 2 on our top 3 for me is Earl Mitchell, the rookie defensive tackle out of Arizona via North Shore High School right here in Houston. Amobi Okoye will be a game-time decision. If he can't go, Mitchell will. He'll get the start in his second ever NFL game, and there's going to be a lot of pressure on him to perform. But so far in practices and preseason games, and even last week against the Colts, the kid has shown very well.
He is definitely on the spot, as is Xavier Adibi. Hey, he's filling in for Brian Cushing while Cushing serves that suspension. Adibi didn't get to play much against the Colts, though, because the Texans, out of necessity, had to play a lot of their nickel defense. He will be on the spot, though, when the Texans play the Redskins. Clinton Portis, big part of their running game, and he's got to make sure that he covers Chris Cooley and keeps Donovan McNabb from running all over the Texans.
Number 3 for me goes back to the fact that I think this game for the Texans is when they're going to get back to being one of the more dominant aerial attacks in the league. I think Max Schaub and company are getting ready to crank it up against the Redskins. I think Andre Johnson has a big day. I think Andre Johnson puts up big numbers. I like Andre Johnson as my number 3 on the Texans list of guys on the spot, under the spotlight in this game.
Under the spotlight for me, number 3 on the list, Arian Foster. Had a great first game against the Colts. It'll be a tougher run defense, a bigger defensive line, and better linebackers that he's facing in D.C. Arian Foster's got to prove he's the real deal. He's on the spot for me, and I'm picking the Texans to win the game. I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. I'm going to go 23-20, Texans over the Redskins.
Our game day programming underway at 11 a.m. Sunday morning. Be sure to check that out, and thanks for checking us out here on sportsradio610.com.